I cannot even employ one person because I don't have the work anymore for these people because ChatGPT makes everything so much easier and so much faster.
If they continue, they will be obsolete.
I'm a civil engineer and software developer, and I started programming more than 10 years ago, back in 2012, when I went to university. And basically, from this point on, I was just hooked, and I couldn't get off of programming. I'm really passionate about it.
That's awesome.
And I've been recently working on a multitude of different projects, such as the big Tesla center in the production facility in Germany. I've been working on a Google data center in the Netherlands. I've been working on Amazon logistics center in Germany, and I've been working on another big logistics center for a big German, I think it's a German corporation, I'm not quite sure, Zalando in Germany as well.
But I really would love you to tell the story of how you contrast the old way of doing things and the new way of doing things for you in your civil engineering business. I think that would actually give the insights of people of how you actually have been able to automate and displace certain kinds of jobs.
I think what's really the difference between the old ways of doing things and the new ways of doing things is in the old way of doing things, you were super dependent on getting these sidetracks and all of these technical problems and spending a lot of your time and energy and focus there. And in the new ways of ChatGPT is going to substitute all of these things. So when you are going to be sidetracked, when you're going to have extra ideas, when you have this like little thought experiment that you want to do, where you would in the past need extreme human resources to actually get it done, nowadays you basically can have this option and explore this rapidly and quickly. Just give ChatGPT and say, like, here, I have this quick idea. Write the code. You can play around with it. You can try it, and it's going to be super fast. It's going to be instantaneous. And so, what I want to say is, like in the old way, like that was a lot harder to take these sort of adventures. Then the question should be, if I increase the productivity and effectivity of a senior software engineering team leader by, let's say, 2000%, which I think is realistic, then the question is really, why would I need a team of 4, 5, 6 software engineers, junior software engineers that are going to be part of this team anymore? Because I suppose that when we talk about these senior software engineers, we're going to increase the divide between the junior and the senior level, because the ChatGPT is benefiting mostly senior software engineers that really know and that also can really follow through what ChatGPT is actually programming and what it's doing. And junior engineers, they can obviously make their tasks more efficient. But if it just their entire work line gets substituted by senior engineers that have now a productivity that is like 20 times, 25 times higher, then kind of there is no need anymore for junior software engineers.
That is very insightful. Yeah, I do agree with you that the emergence of ChatGPT and AI in coding really makes the people that have the domain knowledge of the business much more differentiated in value than the programmers that don't. I mean, I've been talking with our engineers that if they think that they can continue to do coding in the way that they've done up until now, they will be obsolete.
Yeah.
And I think that your story is what I want to document because it's a great example of that. You told me that you delivered a job recently that took you 3.5 days to turn around by yourself. But
Yeah.
in the old way of doing things, you might have employed three other people and it might have taken 3 months to
Yeah.
put together this project.
So the job was basically I got contacted for a civil engineering problem. And this problem was something that I have never done before. I kind of had a rough idea what this was about and what I needed to do. So basically, I told them like maybe I'm going to need like 2 or 3 months for the job. And in the end, I wrote an offer for this, and then I started to dig deeper into the problem. And then I realized with ChatGPT, I was learning how to use it at the time and like use it in a very sophisticated manner. And I was actually asking ChatGPT, hey, how would you approach this problem? How would you do this? And the cool thing is, especially if you're more senior as an engineer, you kind of understand where ChatGPT is coming from, and you kind of like understand what ChatGPT is doing, and the overall structure and the overall picture and the overall idea that you already have how to solve this and how all of these things interact with each other. You have a better understanding of this. So in the end, it took me 3.5 days to complete this job, and this was some very advanced 3D interpolation methods. So it was a huge operation in terms of the amount of data. I think ChatGPT just came in wonderful and really helped me quite a lot to actually achieve this in this amount of time. Obviously, you have to check everything back and make sure that all of the solutions that you develop are on point and correct. But for me, that was the easier part because of the senior software developer understanding behind it, so that I could really read and follow through these what he was doing very easily. So
Right.
that was huge. Yeah.
So, in the old way of doing things, you said that you would have employed three other people. What were their
Yeah.
job roles?
So the idea behind what these people would have to do is they would first have to structure the data. So all of the data that is provided, structure it, try to understand what the data is, try to figure out also if there is problems with the data set. With ChatGPT, you can just give ChatGPT the data and ask it like, hey, is there any anomalies with the data? How homogeneous is it? Is there any problems with the data? How would you read out the data? How to structure it? And so it's wonderful. It can create also these warnings for you, like, hey, there is a like significant spike in one point that you probably would have missed if you just hard coded it and just run it. And so, yeah, I think I would have needed in the old way of doing things at least three people to do the job. And
And
so
these are all software engineers?
these would be all software engineers. Yeah,
None of them would have had civil engineering domain knowledge.
for this job, no, there was no advanced knowledge for civil engineering required. Just a little bit understanding of math, but it was mostly data,
Got
mostly
it.
data science.
Got
Yeah.
it. Now, you said something to me that I thought was very thought provoking.
Hmm.
You were predicting doom for the future of software engineering careers to the point
Yeah.
where you advised people not to go into computer science as a career.
What I try to advise people around me is to do something useful, like do something that the world needs. Heavy industries, research science, become an engineer, become a mathematician, become a biologist, become a chemist. And if you then, on top of that, learn how to code, if you can develop software applications, if you can build machines, if you become the hunter that can build their own rifle, then you're going to have a great future. Then you're going to have a great life moving forward. That's my opinion on this. And if you just become a software engineer because you think in the past, in the last 10 years, you could make really good money with it, and you're not really passionate about it, then I think it's not a really good career choice.
Yeah. So, do you think that you'll ever need to hire software engineers in the future?
To be honest with you, I don't think so. And the reason for this is that that increased productivity that I have experienced myself. I can, with ChatGPT and the things I can do with it, I can leverage my development speed and my development efficiency by maybe 25 times. I had a lot of ideas how to employ software engineers in the past and projects that I was thinking about. But nowadays with ChatGPT, it's really pointless, because why would I need to hire another software engineer to basically do the same thing that I'm doing and just sitting there and prompting ChatGPT? That doesn't make any sense for me. I don't see that I have the work. I cannot even employ one person because I don't have the work anymore for these people, because ChatGPT makes everything so much easier and so much faster.
Right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for having me, and I wish you all the best, Andrew.
Daniel's journey underscores a crucial lesson. The AI era is here and is already disrupting our software development profession. For software developers, it's vital for you to understand that generative AI is quickly making much of your expertise irrelevant. This disruption is set to happen abruptly once companies employing software developers fully grasp AI's impact. As the importance of your knowledge dwindles, so too will your value to your organization or clients. We'll highlight rising skills and those losing significance due to generative AI. To remain relevant, software developers need to undergo a swift transformation into AI-empowered software composers who possess deep domain knowledge and strong craftsmanship skills. Such software composers who embrace and harness the power of AI to amplify their talent will supplant and render obsolete developers who do not reinvent themselves. Our upcoming videos will guide software developers on making the transition to software composers. With these insights, you can ride the generative AI wave and secure your tech career. Subscribe for updates. You won't want to miss out.